I'm going to be out here playing Halo in the middle of a massive raid of enemies, and then I'm going to get a Squarespace
ad. Something you do so often.
Listen, I'm not talking for myself technically. Give me a moment. Okay, hold.
Oh, the title just updated.
That's good.
Okay, we really gotta start removing episode numbers. I can't live with this Podstation 64 episode 56 .
Fine.
Oh God.
What?
Blake.
What?
I look like I'm a ghost. How did you look at this video and you were like, that's normal?
I shared it with you.
Buddy, seeing it through Discord, this looks whack. I know we don't have any viewers at this moment because nobody's here, but you have to know this looks whack.
Okay, YouTube viewers are getting nothing today because it's not working. YouTube is broken.
Great. Everything's broken. Everything's terrible.
So, that's fine. That's okay. Okay, cool. Let's talk about this game and stuff.
G's in here. G, can you confirm that my video looks whack?
Wait a minute. Why? There's more issues. I'm not seeing G's chat.
G's not chatting. I just looked at who's in the thing, and it says our moderator, our beautiful, wonderful moderator and best friend, Crazy G, is here. I don't know if he's listening or if he's in the office today. It's Friday for him. I believe he's in the office on Fridays. So he might not actually be listening.
So what do you want me to do then? How am I supposed? Because I showed you the video, and you said, "Oh, that's good. That looks good."
Yeah, it was coming through Discord, so like it wasn't 100%. It just looks a little.
I'm gonna see if it looks different on here, and then I need a timestamp when we're actually starting podcast because I don't wanna.
It's fine. Just leave it. It's fine.
I mean, there's nothing I can do about it right now.
It's fine. We'll leave it. We'll fix this another day.
Wait. Why can't I? Oh, hi, HXC Badger. Thank you for letting us know.
Thanks for saying it looks fine. I don't know how you look at me and then you look at Blake and I just look so washed out. My video looks so I feel like a Victorian ghostly child who's come and we're having this conversation about the olden days.
What's crazy is I'm still getting the same error you got on Twitch. This might be a Twitch issue and not an us issue.
I feel like, you know, in TV shows when they show a memory or a flashback and it has a slightly different coloring to let you know that it's old or a different time period than the present period. That's what I feel like I have right now. I look more tan than Blake. I did just get back from Greece, so I do have that going for me.
I'm just naturally olive complexion because I'm Sicilian. I mean, so is she, but she didn't get it.
Oh my.
Yeah, but me more so.
Yeah, you got more of the genes. If you saw my aunt and some of my cousins, you'd be like, "Whoa!"
Oh, I believe
but
it.
But unfortunately, my dad's German genes worked their way in pretty strongly.
I'm sure you have Scandinavia in somewhere in there too.
From what I know, it's a lot of German and Dutch and Italian.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch. That is German, actually. It's not even Dutch. Anywho, hi. Okay, we're here. We're doing the thing.
We have a lot to cover this episode. We don't have time to be silly goofy. We just don't.
Okay,
we have a lot of news that we have to cover. We have a big review to do.
I have a very small backlog update, so that will take 2 seconds. I'm
counting the seconds.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of Tales of Berseria, which is on pause because I'm playing Ghost of Yotei. That's it. That's the update.
So the update is that you've achieved nothing.
Not true. I am further in Tales of Berseria than I was 2 weeks ago when I streamed with Dia, and I stopped playing it because I moved on to Ghost of Yotei. And then after that, I'm playing Pokemon Legends Z8. And then after that, I'm going back.
Pokemon Legends Z8 came out? Is it good?
It comes out on the 16th. So next Thursday.
I was like, dang, I haven't heard anything about it. Is it good? Is it bad?
I don't know.
Okay, we're live now. Stream Elements says we're live.
Thanks, Stream Elements.
Great first podcast back. Hi friends. Welcome back to the podcast. I mean, Blake was here 2 weeks ago. I was obviously on vacation out of town. But we're back, and I don't want to say we're better than ever because everything's kind of been a dumpster fire so far.
It's partially my fault. I will say it's my fault because I reset my PC and I didn't set up a lot of the things. We should be back and stronger than ever next week. By the way, we're back to weekly. Just FYI.
Yes, I was going to say that we are now officially back to our weekly episodes. Blake and I we just get a little busy in the summer. We got a lot of life to live, and there's not a lot of video games to be played in the summer. But now it's getting cold, so we're becoming hermits who never leave our homes, and we're just going to keep playing video games.
Speak for yourself. It's getting cold. It was 92 outside today.
Yeah, it hasn't really gotten cold yet here either, and like not cold enough for me to take my air conditioner unit out of my window. So
yeah,
I wish it was.
I don't have that issue. I just have the central AC. So
I mean, we have it, but the problem is I'm not going to go into this. We don't need to talk about my house's cooling system. That's not going to be helpful for anyone on this podcast. That's not why people come to this podcast. They don't care about how my room faces the sun at all hours of the day because
you'd be shocked. Some people are weird and like to hear that shit, and then they'll just download it and say, remember this time on 10/9/2025 when Emily said this about her room at this time of year?
Great. Then I'll let you know that the cooling system is on the first floor, so it bases temperature on what the main floor is, not the upstairs. So obviously the upstairs gets hotter, but we have people in the basement. And then if it gets really cold in the basement, so we can't find an accurate temperature. And then because my room, the direction it faces, I have sun. I never lose sun exposure. I have sun all day. From the time the sun rises to the time it sets, my room's exposed to the sun, which means it gets very heated. And it doesn't stop being heated. Ask your wife. Your wife has had to be in this room with multiple people in it, and she has suffered its heat exposure. So anyway, I have an AC unit. It hasn't gotten cold enough for me to remove that.
I've also been in that room.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same when you and I are in this room, and there's me and Allison and Cassie and Tia, and we're all like glumped on my bed trying to play a video game. So like everything is running, and we're like the doors closed, and we're all trapped in the room together, and it's 1,000,000 degrees.
Well, I'm kind of glad, I guess.
You should be. You've been blessed. But hey, I can get a group together. You are coming with some friends in just a few weeks. We can simulate that experience.
I think I'm going to pass. I think I'm going to do a hard pass this time.
We have a lot of news to cover, so we should probably get started. I'm not sure what you and Dee talked about last week in terms of news. I have a couple things to talk about, though I'm not sure if they've already been discussed. If they have, guys, please forgive me. I want to talk about them.
Yeah, I have the three major things that happened, because there are three major things. But I'm going to go over two minor things first, because one of them is just wild, and the other one you and I talked about already. So, first and foremost, Claire Obscura Expedition 33 sold 5 million copies already, and as a thank you, they're doing a free DLC update. We are getting new dungeon, new enemies, new bosses. It looks like people are speculating it's going to be a story about Verso and Esquier, and dive a little bit more into that, which is exciting if there's a story element to it as well. Because this is something they didn't have to do. And I'm very happy they are. And especially, free is a great word. It's a perfect term.
We love free, especially when it comes to video games, because I don't know if you guys know this, video game companies really like to make money, especially off DLC.
So... that's good news on them. Good for you, Sandfall. We appreciate you, Sandfall. You're a bunch of good people. Cool. This one, Em, I don't know if you did see. I didn't see it till earlier today. A Twitch streamer has given birth in front of 29,000 people on Twitch.
This isn't news that I need in my life. Close that one out and move on.
No, we're gonna look at some of these chat. We're gonna look at some of these chat messages as the things were going on. Some of these people were saying these things.
I'm dying.
What the fuck, dude?
No, you need to close this out. This is gonna lose. I feel. This is episode 56, Blake. We put 56 episodes of work into this podcast, and I feel every ounce of effort that we've put into it being drained and seeped out as you every second passes that was on our screen, and people came to this podcast and were like, what are they talking about today? Oh,
I think it's
I'll leave and never come back.
hysterical. I think it's hysterical. It's very
it's
funny.
hysterical in a certain sense for sure. Do I want to look at it and no. That's like something you say to me, and I'm like, oh wow, that is wild. I can't believe that happened. And then I move on. Do I want to see what the chat said and see photos of her? I don't, because it makes
Oh,
me
I scrolled past the
uncomfortable.
photos on purpose. I scrolled past the photos quickly on
It makes
purpose.
me uncomfy.
But now we're gonna get into the big things. These are the things that actually matter, and the biggest thing is EA being sold to Jared Kushner and the Saudi Arabia for $55 billion.
A lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and it's going to it. It's going somewhere where honestly, it's going to cause more problems than it is going to be good for the industry. No more gay characters in your Dragon Ages or your Mass Effects, for
I mean, that's
example.
assuming that Dragon Age and Mass Effect continue.
Yeah,
I think
true.
my big thing with this was they were talking about how they were trying to leverage the power of AI, which is absolutely terrifying for me. Maybe
Yep.
this is just because I'm a writer, but I am terrified of AI. I hate it. I don't think it makes quality content. And so I just don't think this signals anything positive for any of the companies or IP under this umbrella. I think Sims is going to, I think the Renee project is probably done.
Yep.
Whatever was going on with that, because that was confusing to begin with, right? They said it wasn't Sims 5, but then they canceled the Sims 5, but Project Renee was still going. I don't know. But Sims 4 is a pretty big moneymaker. So I assume they'll just keep pumping out packs and expansions for that as long as possible until eventually they probably do pump out a Sims 5 that's absolute garbage.
I think BioWare is completely done. I think BioWare is going away forever,
Probably.
which is unfortunate because I know Mass Effect 5 has been in development for a little while now.
You know,
So
rip to Mass Effect. Rip Dragon Age.
rip EA. I mean, look. EA was already awful. They are literally the shit stain on the gaming industry for how transactiony and how uh, what's the word I'm looking for? They're just evil. They're just not good people. But they had a couple sects that made good things, and now they've just proven that it's all been even like they proved our point that it's all only been for money, right?
Yeah.
Because what the fuck does Jared Kushner know about video games?
Well, I don't think it's specifically sold to Jared Kushner. It's sold to a company that he is an investor in.
He has a big say in it. I know. I think he's like on the
Right.
board.
Right, because he's invested a lot of money into it,
Yeah.
and therefore is on the board. But it's not like they sought out Jared Kushner and they were like, we want him to
I
be
just
our
hate.
video game man.
I just also hate Jared Kushner because he's a
Oh
bad
yeah,
person.
absolutely. As we should. But I don't think they sought him out and were like, we think he has some really great opinions on what should be going into video games these days, so we want him to buy it. I think this company probably reached out to them with
Yeah.
a significant offer, an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yeah, this is about to get way more predatory. And I know this is not as. No, it's still pretty important. EA has been like a publicly traded company for a long time, and they're going completely private, and that is wild. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes.
I think I don't want to be nihilistic. I don't want to be.
I do.
I just don't feel like anything good can come out of this, and my dog would like to leave me.
Granted, I don't have a lot of games by EA on that shelf, for a reason. Because with the exception of Mass Effect and Dragon Age lately, EA has not provided anything to me that I've been like, yeah, I'm interested in this.
Love The Sims. Sims has been with me for so long. I did see an article. This might have been a joke article, so forgive me if it was, but that they're going to remove like the woohoo before marriage option.
How dare? That is.
I don't know if that's true. That's just something I saw. But the fact that I couldn't tell if it was true is what maybe the interesting part about that.
Here's a fun story about Sims and Woohoo. The reason I had a friend who was playing Sims 2 back when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and he said, "Oh, you can make them do something called Woohoo," and somehow it got back to my parents that we like
Ooh,
saw it, and they
your
were
parents.
not happy, and they fussed at that kid's parents, and I'm like, well, I was in elementary school, I didn't know better, so there you go. What are you looking for?
Doc
Is
is very
Bean?
desperate to like abandon me.
Oh, Bean's being a terrorist?
No, it's Bean, it's Kaya.
Oh, that tracks.
Why did you leave? She's just like sitting at the base of the door, just like staring, looking really sad and depressed that she has to be in here.
She's doing her best.
She wants to leave me. Come say hi to everyone. Come say hi to people. What?
Oh, hi, Kaya. Hi, Kaya. She's not having it. While
She
Emily's,
looks like a hostage. She looks like a hostage.
she looks like you torture
She always looks that sad.
her. Anywho, while Emily is cuddling Kaya, let's talk about the other massive thing and the other massive L in the gaming industry. Game Pass is turning into Netflix. Prices went up. Not for everybody. Apparently, for now, old Game Pass subscribers get to keep the old price. But for everybody else, it's going up to like $30 for Ultimate, $30 a month from 15. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna
it
say the
is,
important point is not really how much the end price is. It's more so that it's a 50% increase in the
yeah,
price all at once.
it's a lot. It is huge. Now, people have just been fighting them on it, and they are like, "Oh, here are all these new features." I don't even remember what those new features are. And the reason I say that portion and didn't feel like looking at it again is because I did know them, but they were so unimpressive that I forgot what they were. They were not worth what they were. And now somehow Microsoft made it even worse for the last story, which is also connected. Is because they're about to launch a free version of it with ads, like Netflix.
Oh,
So I could be in the middle of an
they want
epic
you
boss
to
fight.
they want you to either keep it and make more money, or you get rid of it and get the free version, and then they start getting advertising money.
I'm gonna be out here playing Halo in the middle of a massive raid of enemies, and then I'm gonna
Because
get a
playing
Squarespace
Halo is something
ad.
you do so often.
Listen, I'm not talking for myself technically. I'm talking for the other people. You know what? No, the
Okay,
Xbox game that I will play, which should go to PlayStation because now PlayStation owns that studio, a Sunset Overdrive. I'll be fighting a boss in Sunset Overdrive, and then I'll get an ad because Xbox deemed it necessary to place that ad there. So,
It just sounds like a horrible experience, and I hope they pay for this. I feel like we're going through kind of, I don't want to say a reckoning because I don't think large corporations are capable of experiencing those.
no.
But I do think we're going through a phase where um, consumers are pushing back more heavily and being willing to cancel things. We kind of saw this with the Disney Plus thing and the Jimmy Kimmel thing. And then, of course, to follow up with this about how they've bumped the price of Game Pass up 50%, at that time, the website actually crashed because so many people are going to it trying to cancel Game Pass and cancel their subscriptions. And so I do hope that that push keeps happening, and I do hope people keep speaking out about these insane price changes or whatnot, because I think these corporations deserve to eat shit.
Wait, is that dead ass an ad mid gameplay? Yes, that is.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I
Like,
really
so
hate
is
it.
there. I guess I'm confused. Is like an ad to the side of the screen? Like, what if I'm in the middle of a boss fight and I get an ad? Like, does the game pause? Like, what happens to me?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like a pause the game video ad or if it's gonna be like sidebars or random pop-ups. We're going back to the LimeWire days where I downloaded something and it's causing a bunch of pop-ups, but instead I'm playing a game and it's just pop-ups in my game.
I would have focus on this quote at the bottom for a second where he says,
Yeah.
I think for us, it really opens up the opportunity to make it much more affordable and much more accessible. They're saying this as they've upped the price by 50%. So clearly it hasn't made it more affordable because you're rolling this out at the same time you're increasing the price.
It's almost like
So what part
Microsoft.
of that is more accessible or affordable, Microsoft? Because I'm not seeing it.
It's almost like Microsoft is also an evil corporation. You know what sucks? And I hate saying
Sorry,
this.
are we on YouTube or just Twitch?
Just Twitch. YouTube isn't working. YouTube crashed. Why?
Tia just texted and she said that our podcast video on Twitch is just black.
I think there's a potential Twitch-wide failure because I remember I said I had the same issue that you had earlier. I still have the video download was canceled. It's not just us though, is it?
Are we down?
Is,
I don't know. HC Badger's here, buddy. I mean, can you hear us? Can you see us?
I'm assuming. Bring back Blockbuster record.
I can see us. I've got the stream pulled up.
Yeah, it's only me and Tia, so I don't know what it is, to be honest. It's fine. It might be a restream issue. We'll figure it out. I'll get digging on it. This might be just mainly a YouTube episode for you. Hi YouTube. We see you. We hear you. We love you, YouTube viewers who are not here for the live. Shouts out to YouTube.
Are you not streaming? You said you're not streaming on YouTube? I was going to have you go to YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. It got an error on YouTube.
Okay.
Let me just .com/@ Podstation 64. No, it says we're live. It's got the wrong title. But it says we're live.
Because you've updated the title, so the title should be...
That's fine. I'll let it happen. I'm letting YouTube have the wrong title, but we're live on YouTube as well. Damn,
There's
I've been
Tia.
fucked. Hi, Tia, even though you can't hear me. I would go to YouTube at... It works. Okay, cool. You said you had other news stories, though.
Yes, I do. I have a couple. So, first of all, big news for me personally, and the things in video games that I love, is that Kojima finally came out and showed another trailer for his game OD, which he announced like 3-ish years ago at, I think, the Game Awards.
I think
with
it was
Jordan
like 2
Peele.
years ago. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
about.
Something like that. And then it kind of stopped existing. He never brought it up again. He never mentioned it again. And then, of course, with Death Stranding 2 coming out, his obviously his marketing and his timing has been really focused on that. And so we finally got another trailer for it. And it seems like it's going to be, I guess anthology might be the right word here, where each chapter is going to focus on a different fear and made by a different director. He said Jordan Peele's not the only director brought in. And so Knock here is kind of a subtitle for this specific portion of the game that he's showing off. And as Kojima described it, it's because he finds knocks to be really scary. So I guess this section of the game is going to be focusing on the fear of knocking. But it looks amazing, as all Kojimas do. He hinted that this was, obviously I've talked about PT and my love for PT a lot on this channel. But this is kind of, I believe, his do-over for that, in a sense. Not in the sense that it's going to be the same game or even the same ideas, but I think it's going to be his big horror game, finally getting the chance to do everything that he wanted to do, but was not able or allowed to. Thanks, Konami, for that one. So this one was really exciting for me. I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm ready for it. Obviously, it doesn't have a release date, but I've heard 2027-ish. So, yeah, I think the Knock is Kojima's, and then I think there's a chapter that Jordan Peele created, and then he said he was bringing in other directors for different chapters as well.
Oh,
so
that's
this is obviously
interesting.
just a very small taste of what the entire game will be like, but I'm very excited. I trust Kojima, that little weirdo, in everything that he does. So,
I kind of
positive news
trust
for me.
Kojima. I don't do the spoop, so I'm out. You're on your own.
Well, then you probably shouldn't trust him, but I trust him to scare me, and I enjoy being scared in my video game.
I do not.
I
Uh,
know. Hence our one Resident Evil game that we were able to get through.
yeah, yeah. Well, we have to play 5 at some point, apparently.
Yeah, at some point. That was the thing we were gonna do back when my stream, well, back when I thought my stream would work.
Well, here's the thing. I
Um,
fixed your computer, and you haven't attempted since.
I think I'm afraid to. I think I'm afraid I'll try streaming it will just fail again because I felt really silly that day. But
I mean,
I will try it again. I've been wanting to play Date Everything, and I have been holding off on playing Silent Hill after I stream that, but we'll see.
uh,
Speaking of
she has
Silent
to review
Hill.
it. Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more.
Oh wait, there's more. I do have more news. Silent Hill Townfall, which is another Silent Hill game, which is supposedly there's no combat or anything like that. It seems like a shorter kind of walking sim. Had a release date leaked, and it looks like it's going to come out in March of next year, which is not far. March 26, 2026.
That's such a short
Um,
turnaround.
I know. I don't think this is going to be the kind of like same experience that a Silent Hill F or a Silent Hill 2 remake were. I don't think it's going to be up to that caliber. I think this is maybe going to be shorter. This says it's kicking off a unique anthology series that will invite different creative minds to contribute. So I'm assuming it's going to be very bite-sized experiences. So I don't think this really has anything to do with like Silent Hill F or the teams developing that. But also on Silent Hill news, the Silent Hill 1 remake, which we've known for a little bit, has been going on. That's also being made by Team Blooper, who made the Silent Hill 2 remake. I like Team Blooper. I trust them ever since they made Layers of Fear way back in the day. But they said that it's going pretty well. They're working on it. I don't think they gave an official release date. Just a nice little update that says they're working on it. Development's going really well. So yeah.
You've never
that's
played
my
the first
update on
one either,
Silent
so
Yeah, I haven't played the first one. I've only played the Silent Hill 2 remake. And obviously I've played the Silent Hills playable teaser.
PT
I
for
brought
short.
I brought PT back into the conversation.
It's Halloween. What
All
else did I
roads lead to
expect?
PT is my Roman Empire. I think about it 5 times a day.
I hate it here so much.
My last announcement is something I'm surprised Blake didn't include in his news, which
Golden
is that the
Joystick?
Golden Joystick Awards are live. The voting
It's-
is live. So
It's funny.
go.
I thought about it as you were talking about Silent Hill. I'm like, oh, I'll just bring it up when she's done, and then yeah, you just brought it up. So thank you.
Yes, you can vote. I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know when the voting ends, but the voting is live right now, so you can go and you can vote on all different categories. What you can't vote for right now, and I was confused on this because Blake and I were talking about it the other day, that they seemingly kind of snubbed Expedition 33 for Game of the Year, but it turns out they have a, like, ultimate Game of the Year, but that doesn't actually start voting until November 3rd. So they haven't revealed who those people are going to be, but go vote. This one is all vote run, so no one like Jeff Keighley is making the decisions on who should win what awards, so that should make us all feel a little bit better.
Jeff
Go vote for the games you love. And, you know, I'm going to throw one out there for the developers of Peak. They've been nominated for a number of awards, and I'm really proud of them because I love Peak, and I love supporting indie developers who make great games that are only $10.
I think I only didn't vote for Peak in like one category, but I think it's because Expedition 33 was in that category.
I think it was too. I think it was best developer. Did you vote for Sandfall?
Yeah, I voted for. Yeah, 100%.
That's fair.
question.
I figured enough people would vote for Sandfall, and I'm throwing their way. But just so you know, voting is really weird. It took like 5 minutes to figure out how to vote because it's not
it's
actually
annoying.
a Golden Joystick website.
It's
which
on
is
Games
incredibly
Radar.
hard.
It's on
Yeah, you
Games
have to go to,
Radar.
like, Games Radar. It's so weird.
This
So
is the site right here. Like, it's right here. I did it yesterday on my stream.
It
It's
looks
very
fake.
annoying.
It looks like your vote isn't really going to be counted in math.
Yeah.
But this is actually the legit system for voting for the Golden Joystick Awards.
Yeah, my votes are
So
still here.
go vote. I believe the actual like Golden Joystick Awards like event is November 20th, which
Feels
is
early.
my friend Tia's birthday.
Hi, Tia.
So yeah, go vote. And don't forget that voting for Ultimate Game of the Year will start November 3rd.
I
It's
think
crazy
there was...
to me that we're even in the vein where, but that's where we're at.
Where? Where did I not vote for Peak? Peak wasn't in Best Indie. That's right. That threw me off. I voted for Blue Prince.
Yeah, it was weird to me that Peak wasn't in Best Indie either. But it wasn't.
Yeah, whatever. The Golden Joysticks. They had no. There's one more thing I want to talk about the Golden Joystick voting, and then we'll move on to main topic. And that was there was one section that said best gaming hardware, and then the first thing there was like a Switch 2 Pro controller, a laptop, an SSD. It was I'm like, who came up with this category?
SSD. I had no idea like about any of the specifics of any of that. I didn't want to vote for the Switch 2 because I'm in my anti-Nintendo era. And obviously I was going to vote for the Switch 2 Pro controller because that's so freaking stupid. It's just a controller, guys. Like, when was the last time somebody voted to like give the Xbox controller its due? Like, how odd. So I think I voted for the SSD card. I was like, I don't really know what this is, but how odd.
It was a stupid category, and I hated it. Cool. Let's get into the main topic.
Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah, Ghost of Yotei came out on Thursday last week, and Emily and I have been playing it. Well, I've mostly been playing it nonstop. I think I'm slightly ahead of him right now because she was out of town.
Yeah, you started saying that like you were significantly ahead of me. I think the exact same spot. We're both at the dojo
Actually,
with the trainer getting the big sword.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, you know why? Because I forgot. You were gone those 3 days for a trip. I couldn't do it the week prior because I was busy those 3 days doing other things.
Yeah, before I left for my trip,
yeah.
I was like very, very far into like the Oni section. And
Yeah.
so you kind of caught up with me over the 3 days out. But wow, way to come swing out of the gate. Like, I've been neglecting my duty to play Ghost of Yotei. I'm 20 some hours into that game, bud.
You and I both. Yeah. Nope. We're around the same area. And we both have a lot of thoughts. We pre-talked about it yesterday. I won't lie. She called me ready to go, and she asked right off the gate, and I knew what she was doing. She's like, what do you think of the story? And we'll get to that later. But yeah, I knew what she was doing.
I'm keeping my thoughts to myself until podcasts. I do this with my book club as well, which if Tia is still here, she can attest to, is that
I can just walk to the other room and ask my wife.
Before the big converging of all the thoughts and all the minds, and big conversation on it, I like to know in secret what everybody's thoughts are. I like to reach out to people individually. What were your thoughts on the book? Give you like a little sneak preview into like what you're gonna say in front of everybody.
We'll be hanging out in Discord, and Emily will be like, Allison, did you start the book yet? What are your thoughts on it? Tell me more.
It's also sometimes like if I'm really, it can go either way. If I'm really liking a book or disliking a book, I want like a sanity check or like how valid am I? And so how are you feeling? Do you dislike this too? And they'll be like, oh yeah, I don't. I'm like, oh, okay, great. It's not me. I'm not crazy.
To be fair, your opinions are still valid because I played God of War 2018 and it wasn't for me. And that game's well beloved.
I'm not saying my opinion's not valid. I guess it's more so like, because there's like 5 of us in the book club. It's more so like, am I going to go into this 1v4? You know, like, or is this like a group experience we're having? Did we all feel? So I don't know. I like to talk about things as I'm experiencing them. It's hard for me to, like, let me give you my. So yeah, I called Blake because I wanted to talk to him about Ghost of Yotei.
For those of you who don't know, the whole reason this podcast started is because all Emily wanted to do was rant about Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm still mad about Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, I'm not.
Still mad about that game.
I digress.
Nothing
It's been
pisses
2
me
years.
off quite
Drop
like
it.
a lazy story It just makes me
Uh,
so mad. Like,
we're not, no,
it's so lazy. It's just, and people just eat it up and they're like, oh, thank you, Nintendo, for these little bitty bits of story. Thank you for reusing the same cutscene 5 times over. My family and I will feast well tonight.
gameplay department, it's phenomenal to me.
I
But
don't like
anyways, we're not
building
talking about
things.
we're not,
I don't
we've
like
already,
building. What's the Ghost of Yotei? Stop trying to make
yeah.
everything about Tears of the Kingdom.
I was just telling a story how this whole podcast started.
You knew it was going to rile me up. You knew what was going to make me mad.
It's not hard to rally you up, man.
I want to talk about Ghost of Yotei, which, if you listeners and or watchers are not familiar with, is the not quite sequel. It just exists in the same universe as the hit 2019 video game Ghost of Tsushima. I had to think. It was 2019, not 2020, right?
It was, I played in
I think
2020.
2019.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was like July 2019.
Of Tsushima release date. July 17th, 2020.
Yeah. Okay. So the hit 2020 video game Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, I guess that's right. I guess it did come out when I was home. I wasn't. That would have been a very, like, I think, defining experience for me. So basically this exists in the same universe as Ghost of Tsushima, but as did the events, I believe there's like a 300-year time difference between this and Tsushima, and obviously Tsushima takes place on the island of Tsushima. This takes place in Ezo, or basically, as we know it now, Hokkaido, the upper island of Japan. It's an island. It's not a peninsula. It's an island.
Yeah, when Emily says the same universe, she's talking about the mythical land of Japan that does not exist, apparently.
But they're in the same. It's a fictional game, Blake.
Aren't they based, like, isn't like Assassin's Creed where they're based around a specific historical event of something that actually happened?
The thing, though, I don't know about Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Tsushima, obviously, right? Because the Mongols did
the Mongols
to invade Japan and or Tsushima Island. I don't know about if this Lord Saito guy.
Hold on, I'm looking. Was it an actual Lord?
He might have been a real man. I don't know that the Yotei 6 was a real group of people and or that these, or even some like facsimile of these.
Yeah, there was no Lord Saito. There was no Yotei 6.
Okay,
so, no.
yeah. So this is just made up. So anyway, same universe. Basically, this time instead of following Jin, our Ghost of Tsushima, we're following Atsu, who is hunting down members of the Yotei 6, a group run by Lord Saito, who is a powerful lord in Hokkaido who's basically trying to take over the entire island of Hokkaido, and he's trying to push back the shogun, who, if you don't know, is the Japan at that time, who is trying to force his way into Hokkaido. So there's this kind of power struggle between these two main groups. Atsu and her family got caught on the wrong side of Saito's anger 15 years ago, something like that.
Yes.
And Lord Saito and his men, the Yotei 6, murdered Atsu's family. And so now she travels the lands as Rio, or a spirit of revenge, slowly trying to kill all of the Yotei 6 while this power struggle and war is going on and affecting all of them throughout Hokkaido.
Just a heads up to everybody. If you're worried about spoilers, we're not going in spoilers. We're just talking about the premise of the game that we already knew about.
We might talk about, okay, just for the record, we might talk about spoilers in this review.
Are we?
Nothing.
I thought we were saving for the story stuff for the next one.
I mean, we can talk about the story stuff in the next one. I kind of want to talk about I don't know. I'm just not going to say we're not going to spoil anything.
Okay, that's fine.
We're going to be talking about this inciting action of the game. We're going to be talking about the mechanics of the game. We're going to be talking about the early impressions we have of the game.
Do people
nothing I just told you was a spoiler. Everything I just said is revealed within the first 5 minutes of the game and or
in the trailer.
Well-timed trailer. Yeah. So
do people consider mechanics a spoiler?
I think sometimes certain mechanics can be a spoiler.
I think they can be. In terms of Ghost of Yotei, I don't know. It kind of does because it ties into story beats. About
in case people want to be really surprised by everything.
Yeah, if you want to literally know nothing, come back later. Come back later.
My recommendation is Don't go to podcasters who are reviewing a video game if you don't want to know about the video game.
This part is true. This is early review. We will have a second podcast episode about this when we both finish the game and have a full, like, honest review about everything. This is like first 20-hour impressions.
Yeah, we're about 20 hours in. I looked at, like, the main quests of the game, all the main quests the game has. I didn't, like, look into what they are, of them. And I think we are just about halfway through the main story.
That's correct.
Which, that's crazy to me. Because up until this point, we've only killed 2 of the Yotei 6. And one of those deaths happens as part of the opening. Mm-hmm. Which means it takes half the game to kill one man.
Hey, he was a dastardly bastard. I don't know what else to tell you.
We have 4 left. That has to happen. That's one of the weird things about this game is I can't get the pacing of this game down. Every time I feel like I start to get the game or whatever, I have to go through like another training and find another thing, which makes me feel like I'm back in a tutorial. And now we've killed 1 man in 20 hours.
I will say this, and that's probably one of my biggest gripes, is that in terms of, it is an open world game, and it is supposed to be sandboxy to a degree of like, hey, you can kind of go wherever you want for the most part and do whatever you want and didn't do the story beats. It's a little too lax with its structure because at the beginning, Emily and I had talked about this when we both started. We both didn't really know what to do or where to go. It got easier as time went on and we understood the map mechanic a little bit more and all that. But yeah, the beginning section structure is a little bit, less to be desired, given how Tsushima had, I think, the perfect amount of structure because it was broken up into the 3 acts. This one is a little bit more like loosey-goosey. And
Here's
like, did we break order or what?
This game to me feels like, and I felt this way with both the story and the opening and the mechanics of the game as well, that this game, despite it not being directly related to Tsushima, operated on the assumption that you played it recently, and therefore it just kind of dropped you in and didn't have any of that kind of build up to like, here's where we are, here's what's going on in the world at the moment, here's why you have these specific abilities, here's kind of how the game works. It dropped you in and it was like, you know what to do. Go chop the bamboo, go draw your picture, like, go, you did this before.
Go find a hot tub and get naked and increase your health bar slightly.
Go hot springs. Go do it. You've done this. You don't need us to explain it to you. Which, even for me, having played Tsushima, I haven't played Tsushima in like 5 years. I don't remember what I'm doing.
I also have not played since 2020, so.
I was saying this to Blake the other day. It feels like in that sense, then they didn't feel like they built a narrative around some of the mechanics. If you haven't played Tsushima, what Tsushima does is Jin Sakai, your main character, is a samurai. And so he spent his whole life learning how to be a samurai and the rules essentially that come along, one of which is fighting with honor, which means not stabbing people in the back, sneaking up on people. The Mongols invade and he is in a really bad spot, and he meets this woman named Yuna who teaches him how to sneak, how to be stealthy, how to assassinate people,
how to poison,
Assassin's Creed, how to poison, and he basically goes through this huge game. Which side he's going to lean on? Is he going to lean into his samurai side? Is he going to lead into his assassin side? And a lot of the mechanics in the game rely on choosing one of those two things. So he can either walk up to enemies and choose to be a samurai, or he can sneak up on them. And so there's a very narrative reason for all these mechanics happening. It doesn't really feel the need to do that. It just says, you've got your 2 options. You can samurai it, or you can stealth it, which she's not a samurai. She's never been a samurai.
No, she was. It wasn't her life. Remember, she went to the mainland.
No, she wasn't a samurai. She was a mercenary who, I just even did like another quest where she was like, yeah, I signed up for the infantry.
Oh, okay, then I misunderstood.
To fight in this
okay, yeah. So yeah, I misunderstood.
So she wasn't a samurai. So like some of these things, like it's kind of like, what does it matter? But at the same time, that was just something I thought Tsushima did really well, was making mechanics the narrative and explain why the mechanics are the way they are. To me, it did feel a little like, why would she do a standoff? Why would this woman who fights dirty and is just here to get her revenge, why would she follow this samurai code of honor in these fights like that? I don't know.
Yeah, there are a lot of areas where I think they do certain things right to make it feel like it blends in with the world. But when it came to the story, Tsushima definitely did it better because, like you said, there are reasons for like you are learning how to do this because it ties into the narrative. And this, I'm learning how to use double katana just because I need to. Apparently, like there's no like narrative reason behind it. I will give Yotei this though when it comes to blending in though. Like I said, when it comes to environments, scenes seem to blend a lot better. And what I mean by that is you have people complaining about things like most open world games, especially Assassin's Creed Shadows or any other open world game with yellow paint. It was the same with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yellow paint as a guiding point. I don't really ever.
Resident Evil does that as well.
Yeah, that they have found a way to do it to where it's obvious enough to what you're looking at, but it feels natural somehow in where it is, right? So
I agree with that.
Yeah, like I never feel like anything is forced in a like, hey, look at me, I'm over here. It's a, did you see it or you didn't? Oh, you saw it, you know what it is, right? It's not a big bright yellow color of, hey, you can climb this wall. It's just a subtle white streak.
The only time that's caused me any issues, and I don't think this is a game problem, I think a problem, is there are some areas that you can only go to in story quests, like you need another to be able to do them, or you need something online. And so I've gone to an area, and I see that there's something on my map here. Like, it says this is a shrine. I want to go to the shrine. I want to get the power up that comes with the shrine. For some reason, I can't get up here. Like, I can't do it. What am I missing? And because there's no freaking yellow paint, I'm like, there's got to be a spot for my hookshot somewhere, and I'm not seeing it. Where is it? And then I come back like 2 hours later, and she's like, there's a secret shrine on the mountain. Let's go together. I had to wait for you.
I had that exact moment in one of the opening sections. There was like these two twin like little hill mountain things that you had to climb up rocks to get to this up to the side of one side, and there was a sign up there. And my brain was like, oh, read the sign real quick. Don't actually read it and figure out how to get to the other side to get to the shrine. And it took me like 20 minutes to actually read the sign. I'm like, oh, I need to play my instrument to summon this guy on the other side, put down the ladder so I can get up. And I'm like, oh, my dumbass. So
there are like these little signs everywhere that are like, you can miss them, but I like it. I like the way it trusts you to be able to find things. I was talking like right before the podcast started actually, and I was telling him that I was like world, and I came across this log, just like this very nondescript log. It had some candles on it and a flower, which it's not very big. This world's pretty big. This wasn't very big. There wasn't anything moving it or pointing me to it. And she made a little comment that was like, what's this doing here? And I was like, oh, can I interact with this? And like, after like positioning myself the right way, I figured out how to interact with this really wild scene that I'm not going to describe for you right now. But it was just so bonkers. And I got like an item. So the beautiful world that it is, I'm talking beautiful is an amazing job they did. It trusts you to be able to find things, and it really wants you to explore the world and dig into it without needing. And, like, I think that even plays into the fact that there's no UI in this game.
Nope.
Outside of, like, combat or you pressing a specific button, there's no UI. There's not even, like, here's a compass header, here's where these things are and what direction the wind to guide. Something on your map, and then that you need to go, and then it will eventually fade, and you have to summon the wind back to be like, okay, hey, wait, what direction was it? The game wants you to wander, figure it out.
It even goes so far as like, if you follow the wind to a lot of places, it won't necessarily tell you. Like at a certain point, the wind will stop, and you'll just get a little question mark at the top. It says, now you have to find the thing within this area. A lot of the bounties are that way, and I think that's like a really cool of like, don't just lead me to him, lead me to the right direction of where he was last seen, but then let me look around and see what I can find. There's
also a yellow bird who will appear if you get anywhere kind of near like a special spot, like a bamboo chopping area, or you get drawing
a hot spring.
The bird will kind of come around you and lead you to the like side quest or like whatever you want to call them, the things that like upgrade your stats and whatnot that you have to complete throughout the world. The bird will lead you to it. So there are like natural ways to come across these things. The world just isn't like, here it is,
Good
here's
luck.
a yellow paint line that will bring you to it.
I saw the best description I can saw for this. I could have seen for these types of things. When I'm playing something like a Fallout or an Assassin's Creed in an open world or something like that, I feel like I'm following a checklist. This feels like I'm not really following a checklist because as I'm going places, there are ways to indicate where things are without it feeling checklisty, and I get distracted and I find these things, and I feel like I'm exploring versus going down a list of things I have to do. Which I'll agree with. Because
I slightly disagree with that. Or maybe I just don't. I don't know. I do wish sometimes there was more structure. Not in the sense of like exploring, but sometimes it's like, oh, I talked to a person, village, and they said their father was missing, and I needed to find him somewhere. And eventually I did find him because he was part of another quest. I was like, oh, but what quest was that? Where did they say he was? Who was that person again? And it's hard for me to figure out where that is because there's not quests. I mean, your map has like a spot where there's like bounties and things like that. I'm not a fan of the map. So sometimes I do wish there was a little more structure. Like, here's everything that we're doing right now. Like, Shadows had this big screen that was like, here's all the people we're hunting. Here's all your allies. Here are the quests that are available. And sometimes it's just nice for me to have to be like, what is going on right now?
I think this is the reason, and this explains the difference between me and Allison, and slightly the difference between me and Emily as well. My wife and Emily are big planning people. When they go on trips or things, they like to have their lists, and they like to have like, this is what we're gonna do on this day at this time. I am in the camp of very go with the flow. So when you give me a big list like you do in Fallout or Assassin's Creed, I look at that and I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. This stresses me out. I am very much a go with the flow, and if I see something interesting, I'm going to do it. Or depending on what I want to do at that moment, I will look at what's around. And so that's what Yotei kind of gives me. It's more like in line with what I like to do in real life, of just like kind of a go with the flow type of motion. There's a little bit of structure with the maps and stuff, and I know what specifically I'm supposed to be looking for, but it's not like, I don't feel like forced, like I have to do these things in this order at this time. I do wish there was a little bit more structure. I will agree there. But I like how loosey-goosey it kind of is with in terms of exploration and things like that.
I do think it is very loosey-goosey. I will disagree with you, at least on the getting overwhelmed part. There's definitely a lot of times where, so you can go to this guy, the cartographer, who basically draws maps, and buy maps from him that will show you the locations of things to do on the map. And you have to like play this little game where you like figure out where on the map he's pointing to.
I love that game, by the way.
It's fun. But I open up my map and I have like 6 of his little maps on top of my map telling me where that I need to go to. And then I have red areas marked fight enemies. And then I also have my main in 3 hours because I've been busy doing stuff. And also there's this bomb maker down here that I have to go find. And there's this guy with a spear over here that I have to go find. And I can see there's a bamboo thing over here, and there's a shrine up here. And I do get very overwhelmed. And I don't think that's necessarily a Yotei. I think that's kind of a natural consequence of when you have open world and lots of in that world, is I do kind of get overwhelmed. I feel the same way when I play an Assassin's Creed game. I had another, or even like a Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild type thing where it's like, oh man, there's so
Tears of the
many
Kingdom and Breath of the Wild are the worst about it. I will even concede that they're bad about making me feel overwhelmed about things I have to do and things I'm supposed to do. I don't know what it is about Yotei. Maybe it's just a portion of my real life where I'm too loosey-goosey for my own good, and I feel in my comfort zone. Yeah, I just want to run around. Don't force me to go somewhere. If I want to follow that bird, I do. Then I will. But if I don't want to,
I always follow the bird because I'm like, well, what if I can't find what the bird is bringing me to later? I can find this thing that I'm going to later, but what if I can't find that bamboo thing again? So I always am follow. Like, birdie,
I have never ignored the bird, not a single time.
So let's think about things that we really like for a minute. I mean, we talked on the aesthetics of the game, which knocks it out of the park. I really enjoy the combat in this game. I think it feels really good. I was telling Blake when I first opened up the game and started it, this is the one game I played because it's PlayStation exclusive, at least for now, that actually uses the PS5 controller's features.
With the exception of
when
Astrobot, yeah,
with the
like,
exception of Astrobot, of course.
yeah.
When you are shooting your bow and arrow, the right trigger button actually gets really hard to press. Like you have to work really hard to press it, like you're pulling back the bowstring. When you're painting, you have to use the touchpad, or when you want to call the wind, you have to use. Um, there's just a lot in those actual features that's really interesting and cool that they work into the content I really like. So I think they did a phenomenal job on building out those combat systems. I sometimes struggle with how many times I have to break through somebody's guard where I'm like, oh, come on. Stop making me tap triangle 5 times in a row.
It is getting harder. I think the difficulty spike where you and I are just kind of spiked up a little too fast. Like,
yeah. It's a kind of a pain. I think I also, to be quite frank, and this is, I think, very relatable to people, it's been telling me for about 5 hours upgrades available at my father's forge. I just need to go back home and upgrade my things on the forge. And I just haven't done it because I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that next. And then I do something else, and then I do something else, and then I do something else, and I still haven't done it.
If it makes you feel better, I have done the upgrades, and it's still difficult because I'm having trouble breaking guards. So
it's like I have to hit this person like 5 times. I'm like, oh, come on, man. But otherwise, I think the combat's pretty phenomenal. It just feels really, really good.
I will argue, and this is probably recency bias, I'll admit, because I haven't played Tsushima in 5 years. From what I remember of loving Tsushima's combat, I do feel like this one's better. Even though it's the same but more of it. Like they didn't really change the formula, but they're like, hey, let's improve the thing that they already loved, which is what I appreciated.
So,
yes.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah. So like, it's one of those things of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There are of course exceptions to that rule, and I think this is one of those exceptions to the rule where they didn't fix anything. They just said, hey, let's just add to it. Let's just give it a little bit more and a little bit more, but not too much more. We don't want to overdo it, but they gave the right amount of spice in adding the new weapons and things like that.
There are to talk on Blake's point about it shifting from Tsushima to Yotei, the way combat worked in Tsushima, and it's been a while since I've played it, so this is going to be more of a general thing, is that Jin had different stances.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, they were based off the 4 elements. Stance, a fire stance, or something like that.
I think that's right.
And you were supposed to change what stance you were in based on what kind of enemy you were fighting or what's going on. This one, instead of changing stances, you change weapon based on what kind of weapon you're fighting with. So they specifically tell you things that, like, if you're going to use the spear, don't go up against the katana. If you see an enemy with a katana, change from the spear to a...
Yeah.
And so you're supposed to remember which... Go ahead.
Everybody we've fought, it's if they fight with katana, you rebuttal with your own katana. I'm sorry, that has been all 3 of the people I've seen. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine. I like that addition. I was just going to say that, like... And I think this is a me issue, and I understand. I don't see well. I don't have great eyesight.
She blind. And can't confirm.
I have a really big TV, and I think I stay pretty close. But when the game gets dark at night, and, like, not dark in the sense of, like, my room is dark, but, like, the game itself, it's nighttime. I'm in a dark area, and I'm trying to keep the sun outside off the glare off the TV. I can't freaking tell if that man... Sometimes I go up to him with a spear, and I hit him like 50 times. I'm like, this is not budging. And then I finally notice he has a katana. So, I like the system in general, but, like, so small. And not only are their weapons so small, but anytime throw or on move, they're going to try to disarm you. There's a light that appears on their hands to, like, signify to the player what's going to happen so that the player can prompt the right move. And that actually covers the weapon a lot of times, which again makes it hard for me to tell. And maybe that all just comes down again to my really terrible eyesight. And other players wouldn't have this issue, but it's an issue for me because I'm blind.
There was one thing that we did talk about, though, combat-wise, that's very satisfying. The most satisfying part of all the combat. An enemy drops their weapon, you have the option to pick it up and you just chuck it at a dude, and most of the time it insta kills, and it is the smoothest looking thing. Like, it is so
It's
cool.
incredible. It's like every time you kill someone, or like you're on a battlefield and you're fighting a ton of people, there will just be like little blue spots littered across the field where you can run up and pick up a weapon, and just all you have to do is hit square. You don't have to try to hold L2 and R2 and aim the weapon. And Atsu just launches that thing through the chest. And like Blake said, it's an insta kill nearly every time. It's like a free kill. It feels so good.
So satisfying to watch every time, especially when I'm far away from an archer and I just go chuck and they're dead.
It feels really good. I really like that. I do think the combat in this is better than Tsushima. I remember Tsushima being good, but it had its issues. I will also say this one added our wolf. Blake, I have done every wolf den in the first 2 areas. I still haven't been prompted. I've done the song. Have you played the song?
I have unlocked the song, but at one point when I did one of the wolf dens and did it, it's like, can I give you a name? And I was able to name it.
I've done every wolf den. Maybe I missed one. I don't know. I haven't got any of my wolf. Anyway, point of it is, there is a wolf character who follows Atsu around, and I wouldn't necessarily call the wolf an Atsu out. The wolf playing hard to get. But you assist the wolf by saving other wolves throughout the area, and the wolf you in combat. So sometimes if you're doing a standoff, the wolf will show up and kill for you. You can trigger the wolf to do certain things based on how upgraded the wolf is. So that's like a nice little fun bit of combat that you can do sometimes. It's not in every time. The wolf doesn't follow you around the game consistently. The wolf kind of shows up when the wolf feels like showing up. Or if you do a very specific thing to summon the wolf, then the wolf will show up. But the wolf isn't going to just guarantee show up every time you do a fight.
I am officially at that point where that wolf is showing up more times than it's not, which is wonderful. It feels great.
That's good.
Yeah. Almost every time I do a standoff, the wolf is summoned now.
Well, the standoffs, yeah, because there's like skills related to like the wolf showing up for the standoff.
Well, it's only supposed to be a sometimes, but now it's almost like every time. Like,
yes,
it's more
but
constant.
I don't think the wolf like shows up in combat all, but like just like natural combat all the time.
Oh yeah, no. I still have to do the specific things, but before, like the odds of him showing up have increased dramatically, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
From earlier.
So I like that aspect. I thought that was a neat little add. I'm a little scared the wolf is gonna die just because he played Tsushima. You know, your horse, and I'm just really holding out that my wolves don't die.
No, I'm not going to mention that because that's a pretty big story spoiler that I don't want to mention, so never mind. I thought another specific somebody who we met was going to die.
Is it the person who I really misunderstood the relationship to the main character?
It's that person.
I'm not going to spoil this all for you guys, but there was a character that I was like, ooh, romance option? I was really wrong. I was really, really wrong. In just a terrible way.
The worst way possible, probably.
So, yeah, we're not going to try to get deep into this. Next week, I don't know if we'll be done by next week, quite frankly. It might have to be, maybe we'll swap something else. But whenever we finish Ghost of Yotei, we're going to sit down and we're going to do another review. We're going to really deep dive into the story, which we didn't do too much here today. We kind of talked about the mechanics in the world and things like that. So next time we'll cover the story and we'll talk about what's really working for us or what's not working for us. And that one will be very spoiler heavy because I have things to say and I won't be held back on my own podcast.
But this podcast isn't over, Em. This podcast isn't over because I told you yesterday I was going to add a news story about Asmongold in this game, but I wanted to finish our little rant first, and I want you to hear all of this real quick. Are you ready?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Let me think if there's anything else I want to. Oh, I do have something else I want to say about you. I have one more complaint. And all my complaints make it seem like I don't like this game. I am liking this game. One big complaint, I don't like the map. And this comes back to...
We differ here. I love the map. I think the map's great.
This comes back to me being blind. And not just me. I think there are a lot of people who are visually impaired, colorblind, or people who just... The map is gray on white, y'all. It is a gray on white map. The items on the map, the things that you're tracking, the only things that are different color are the main quests are yellow. But every symbol, every trail is like a light gray on a white map. And it pisses me.
Get better eyesight, idiot. Sorry, I'm done.
Contrast, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I work with people who make websites for a living.
Yes.
And something we've really driven home over the last few years is web accessibility and how important it is that when you're layering two things on top of each other, the contrast needs to hit a certain level. There's actually a level of contrast set by the government, some part of the government. The accessibility guidelines mandate a certain level of contrast to make it easy for people to read and see things. This does not match that, and I know it's a video game, so it's not the same. But contrast is important.
Accessibility
Gray and white is not it.
Accessibility for those who are impaired is always important. I think that could be fixed with a simple update to be able to change to be more.
It could just like even give me the option. I'm not saying you can't have your aesthetic gray on white map. Just like have another option that's like, are you blind, bitch? All right, fine. Like we'll make it in color. Also, it's just more satisfying for me to uncover like the fog of war they call it the map when it's really pretty. The gray is not quite as appealing, but anyway, that's my last thing about Ghost of Yotei. So Sucker Punch, if you're listening, great job on the video game. Please give me an update where I can change the color of the map. I get the aesthetic that you were going for, but like I can't consider aesthetics because I really am blind. I need big bright colors.
I swear I will attempt to have the platinum by Thursday of next week. I think I'm going to be able to do it.
That's a big goal. I want to say I'm going to be able to do it, but I have a book club tomorrow night, so I don't think I'll be able to play tomorrow. And then Saturday.
What do you think I'll be doing when you're in book club?
I know. So I don't know. I'm going to do my best to at least have the main story finished. I don't know about platinum. It seems like we're halfway through the story now, so I think it's doable, but
I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
So let's talk about Asmongold real quick. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need you to enunciate that word. What are we talking about?
This is the streamer who goes by Asmongold.
Oh, the incel.
Yes, the perfect terminology for him. The man who lives in his own house, never leaves, looks like he doesn't shower. When the trailer dropped last year...
Say most people live in their own homes, Blake.
Oh, he never leaves his home, I thought. I said. Maybe not.
Okay,
I meant he
right,
never
you
leaves
said he lives in his own home.
Yes. This is what this man looks like. Very, very ugly man.
If you guys think Blake's being mean to some guy, why does this look like an AI Jesus? At first it looks like somebody like made an AI. If you guys think Blake is being mean to a random man, this guy is apparently just like a horrific human being. I actually haven't heard a lot, but Blake says he's a really terrible dude. So don't feel bad about Blake.
Look at his fucking room. This is where he streams.
What am I looking at? Can you zoom in more? Can I analyze this room? I like that giant like news thing down there that says Asmongold cleaning his house.
Yeah, like empty cups here. Oh my god, that's so gross. Okay, I can't look at this anymore.
Got Mario Maker up there though. How do you feel about? Do you feel connected to him spiritually?
Don't ever say that to me ever again. How dare you?
I know how much you love Mario Maker.
Okay, so Asmongold, when he is known to be a right-wing grifter, political commentator on Twitch, as well as just like an overall annoying human being when it comes to games. When the trailer for this dropped last year, he complained. He's like, "Do I have to play as a woman? Can I play as a dude?"
Yes.
Yeah. He was very, very upset for the wrong. He was being an asshole. And he, the whole time leading up to this game, was going on the smear campaign. To be like, people are going to want to play this game. They're not going to play a woman. It's not going to do well. This man is now doing everything he can to make it look like he was valid. So the game, for example, at this point has sold 1.6 million copies in its first week, which is very good. I think that's very good.
That's really
that
good.
Is double what Astrobot did. He's like, really? This sold double what Astrobot did? I mean, I would say it's not doing bad, but I wouldn't say it's doing good. I think that the game is okay because they made Atsu more feminine, more like a feminine role. And it's like, what? What are you on about?
Atsu is not feminine in the least. Like,
no.
I mean, I am very proud of us for so far not having compared Ghost of Yotei and Shadows. I guess we did in like one. We were talking about open world games in general. But like as compared to even like Naue, and Naue was not a very feminine female character, but I would say Atsu's less feminine. Like I don't know what you want. Like,
he's now coping so hard with the, I wouldn't say that it's that popular or doing that well. And he had played it on stream, like he got to points in the game, and this is a man who praises Elden Ring and Dark Souls. That is important. I need you to remember that, because at one point, as he's like coping with this game and like saying, it's not that good, it's just fine, I won't say it's bad, but I won't say it's good, blah blah blah. Someone said, "Are you going to continue it and finish it on stream?" This man said, "I think it's too hard, and when something's too hard, when a game's too hard, I kind of just put it down." Sir,
does he know there's a narrative mode?
Yeah, not just that. You have put how much time into Elden Ring and Dark Souls?
This man is crazy.
You're a bad person, Aspen. Most people don't like him. He's a right-wing grifter. Hearing things Hassan Piker says on him is very, very funny. But yeah, he's a bad man. And that was... I might send you the articles on it, because I want you to see it firsthand.
I'm just tired of, I know it's mostly being said by these incel types who don't really need to take what they say seriously because they're awful. I'm just tired of the whole, I should be able to choose my gender. It can't be female only, but, if it's a male only, that's fine. Something that really pisses me off, and I love Assassin's Creed. I love Assassin's Creed.
Ugh.
But they have never, ever offered a female-only game. When the first time they ever tried to offer a video game where Cassandra was supposed to be the only character that you could play as, and then Ubisoft was like, you can't do that. Men aren't going to want to play as a woman, and so they made it so you could pick a character. And they've always done that. With Evie and Jacob, they've made it so you could play as both Evie and Jacob one. And Evie is not even represented in any of the marketing materials. She's in the trailer, it's all just Jacob. And then they try to... What game? Is it Unity where it's 4 men?
Yes.
4 men!
Yes.
They didn't even put one woman in there. And then you get to Odyssey where they're gonna be a woman. And they're actually, woman or man. And then, even when you get to Shadows...
You get woman and man.
Because I love Yasuke. He was fantastic, and his story was great. I still think about his final quest where you're running through that castle, killing that man. So good. But that game still didn't give me a female-only game.
Compared to now his final quest, yeah.
I can't play as a female. It should never be female-only. But if it's male-only, that's fine. Because women have been having to play games as men since the dawn of time. Imagine people were like, I can't play Zelda. I can't play as a man. I'm a woman. When are you going to introduce a female-only Zelda game? When am I going to get to play as a woman?
Even their female-led game in Zelda had Link as a main part of how you do things.
To become Link to fight the bosses in Zelda. That still never leaves me. That was so funny that they're like, it's our Zelda. You get to play as Zelda this time. Anytime you need to do anything, become Link.
You know
have to become the man.
You know if the
only men can fight.
You know if the Atlas team ever heard us talking about Persona and that whole issue, they'd be very upset with us.
Danganronpa is hiding under its bed right now.
The Danganronpa 2?
Find it. It's please don't notice me. Please don't notice me. Danganronpa 3 is over there. Ooh, remember that time we told you we were going to be a female protagonist and then we killed her off in the first chapter, the whiny male protagonist?
Actually, I lied. Persona has 1 female protagonist in Persona. Well, technically 2. Technically 2 female protagonists. Persona 2 Part 2 is a female protagonist. Persona 3 Portable's FemC is female protagonist. But that's it.
Yeah, are you talking about Persona 3 Portable, the same one where the female MC can...
Where the female can what?
Romance a 12-year-old?
Oh yeah, we don't talk about that. I did not play Portable.
The rights to a female main character when you give her the option to be a predator.
I hate everything.
It's actually a situation where I don't want a female protagonist is if you're going to give her the option to be a creep or a predator. I remove your female protagonist rights. I just insufferable. Insufferable. What are the biggest video game series on Earth? They've always been male-led or mostly male. And so to be oh, I'm so sick of female-driven game. The one game
Ghost of Yotei. I'm trying to think
Ghost
of
of
more.
Yotei?
Horizon.
I mean, I guess Star Wars, that was another one everyone hated. Star Wars Outlaws, because
Star
not
Wars
only could you not
Outlaws.
play as man, but she wasn't pretty. Look at how ugly they made her. I
Jesus
can't play as an
Christ.
ugly female. How am I supposed to play as a female? I don't want a bone. Have you seen that photo of this is so bad. I'm sure you've seen it. It's the protagonist from The Witcher 4. What's her name?
Siri. Siri.
Um uh Somebody posted a photo of her character model and then like a fan made character model, and they were like, this is why you should fans. And like the character model they did like was covered in like the big like she had like the big lip filler lips with like lip gloss, and she had like big anime eyes. And somebody's like, this is why you should hire the fans, and somebody else was like, this is horrific.
You should, if you ever get the chance, just go look at any Nexus mods for any video game ever. And there were, I think we talked about Stellar Blade when it came on PC, and the first thing modders did a mod to make Eve pregnant. Like, was
Just
one of the things
horrible.
they did. Like, I hate
found the
everything.
image.
Oh yeah, send the image. I'll share it.
I posted it in Discord.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh my god, that looks awful.
And it finishes with higher fans, because the person on the right truly believes that like the lip filler with the big lip gloss and like the contour is better.
Just
They're like,
remove.
they can't
What?
handle any time a woman doesn't have makeup or isn't like just doesn't look like an Instagram model. It's weird. It's like, I'm not super familiar with the Witcher story, but isn't it like medieval out here
It is.
fighting? Anyway,
Wait.
that one, that's the one I always think of when people are like, female character, an ugly female. I can't play that.
I'm gonna go through my shelf and find every single one of my female-led games, and then show them off.
So sorry, somebody made
What?
somebody made a Geralt version, or however you say his name.
Oh, no. Geralt? Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no.
I'm not Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's real bad. Holy
Oh, here's
shit.
another one. Sorry, I'm like getting into. We should probably end podcast. This is probably just me here talking with Blake now. But
Okay,
like,
this is the last one. This is the last one. Hold on. And then we'll go. That being said, all right. We love your faces. Sorry things were weird this podcast. I'm gonna look into it. It's partially on me. But I should have it all up and running next week. Next week, if we finish, I think we can both finish Story of Yotei at least. Maybe not Platinum, but finish Story of Yotei by next Thursday. If you don't think we can, that's fine. We'll make the adjustment.
I think we can. If I can stay on track, I think we can.
If we can stay on track, we should have that done for full review next Thursday. Emily will be reviewing Silent Hill F on Halloween. We have made that a point. Do not let me down.
I just looked at the date and then I like started mentally calculating. It's fine. I think it's only like an 8.
Yeah, horror games
so
aren't long. Yeah.
No, I'm not super worried about being able to play it on time. It's more so, am I going to stream it? Or am I not going to stream it? Because if I stream it, that's going to... I will be reviewing Silent Hill for Halloween episode, regardless of how that happens. Regardless of whether I stream it or not, I probably... Or like whatever day we stream around Halloween.
And as for me, Pokemon Legends ZA does come out next week. I should be playing through it. And because Pokemon has never been a very story-focused game, with the exception of Generation 5, I may be able to review it before I finish it. Because
I just want to know if it's terrible, like if it crashes and looks bad the way Violet did.
Well, remember, Scarlet and Violet work as soon as you put it in a Switch 2. And this game was developed for Switch 1, so it should work if I put it in a Switch 2. And I got the Switch 2 version, so... Because I have a Switch 2.
You do have a Switch 2.
This will be my third Switch 2 game. We'll have 3 on the shelf officially.
Wow, they're coming up quick. And
I still
just talking about hit after hit.
I still haven't even bought Donkey Kong Bonanza. Because you know who's been playing that Switch 2? My wife.
Your wife.
My wife. and it's been a her thing. I've been playing so much PlayStation, and I'm like, this is home. This is right. I don't know.
Somebody asked me if I brought my Switch to the conference, like, so I could play in the evening, and I was like, no. What would I play on it?
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I was a huge Switch head when it launched, and now I'm at that point where I'm just like, I'd rather play my PlayStation. If PlayStation releases a handheld, I'm gonna eat that shit up. I don't care. I will be all over that shit.
You know what Nintendo doesn't have, or what my Nintendo doesn't have? Dreamlight Valley.
I mean, it does. It's just not good.
It does. It's just not good. So I will continue to play. Speaking of Dreamlight Valley, there's a big yearly showcase happening next Wednesday, so we'll be talking about that in our podcast next week.
Lord help me.
I've been waiting months for this showcase. I'm so excited.
We never talked about Tokyo Game Show, but I don't think anything crazy came out of it. But that's fine.
I mean, we talked about the Kojima thing, which is really the only thing
Yeah, there really wasn't anything in it. There was no Persona. There's no Kingdom Hearts. Anywho, that's gonna do it for us.
There was OD Knock.
That's for Emily. That's only for Emily.
And everybody else who likes Kojima, which is a lot of people except Blake.
I don't hate Kojima. I'm gonna play Death Stranding, and I'm gonna play all the Metal Gear Solid games. Like, I've made that a mission in my brain. I'm gonna do after I do Dragon Age, but not right now.
I just love that man. He's such a weirdo. You should follow his Instagram. Sometimes he just posts photos of Robert Pattinson. Highlight.
He is apparently a part of the Japanese Communist Party, and invited Hassan Piker to come out and hang out with him there, which I think is sick.
You know what? Good for him.
It was very interesting. It's like a weird thing that I'm like, I never pictured Kojima being in that group, but sure.
I was thinking about that time. I shouldn't laugh at this because it's really horrible, but when Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister of Japan, got assassinated, and like Fox News or someone, like some like right-wing media who Japanese and others thought it. They think all Japanese people look alike, and they had to like issue form. We just found out this is dick. Actually, shoot the Prime Minister of Japan.
I hate it here. Oh.
Kojima's just like, he's just that dude. He's just such a weirdo. Anyway, we should end podcast. We've been going too late. People really want.
Yeah, I have things that I have to do, like exercise. Gross. It's okay.
I have to play Ghost of Yotei probably. So
I'm also going to be doing that. Remember, kids, if I say anything, don't listen to me. Okay, bye, everybody. Okay, goodbye.
What a weird thought to end on.
Okay, bye.
Bye, friends.